You got to give Houston credit. I thought their physicality, their effort level, all that stuff defensively was right on par with what they do, how they've been playing, how they've won games. They've won now 4 of their last 5, and they should have been 5-0. Beating the Clippers, they should beat the Clippers being up 20, but their defensive ability is a game changer, especially in an era where everybody focuses on scoring. They're going to be really good. They're already good, but they're just going to keep ascending, in my opinion, upwards because of their ability to defend. I mean, since the All-Star break, we're third in prior to tonight, we're third in the NBA in offense. So we offensively we have been doing a really good job being, and I've always felt we can score, and I've always felt that it had come, but since the All-Star break, we're third in the NBA, and they came in here and they imposed their will on us, and they made it hard on us, and it was evident. We had 9 turnovers in the second half, and one of the things we talked to our guys about, they do a great job when that ball hits the paint. They do it great, whether it's from the pick and roll or drive. They just go just like that. And we either got too deep and turned it over, or we just didn't spray the ball. And we told them before the game that this is going to happen. And prior to tonight, overall in the NBA, we do a really good job of spraying the ball. We're third in the NBA with that. But our last 5 games, we've really struggled. I don't know why we won't spray the ball, especially when there's a crowd. But tonight we were 4 for 10. We had 10 sprays. The last 5 games, we've averaged 11.6 sprays a game. That puts us at 22nd in the NBA. So our last 5 games, even though we're third in the NBA prior to tonight with our offensive rating, we're not doing a great job spraying the ball. We're holding on to it too long in the paint, or we're trying to score through traffic in the paint. We got to get back to moving that ball and getting easy shots, because easy shots and or sprays for us lead to great threes. And we had some great threes tonight. But again, this is why defense is important. If you turn the ball over the 9 times we did the second half with 11 points, and you're not making your threes, we were 6 for 32 at 18%, which is not good, obviously. But when you do those 2 things, it's going to be hard to win a ball game unless you're defending at an extremely high level. And I thought our guys did a pretty good job. The pick and roll hurt us in the third quarter. Their pick and roll hurt us in the third quarter, and that's why we went to zone to get them out of the pick and roll. And I thought our guys did a pretty good job in the zone, because what it did is made them do something else besides take shots in the pick and roll game. So I thought our zone was effective, and it helped us get back in the game. But at the end of the day, for us, if we're not spraying that ball, we can't have 10 sprays in a game against a team like the Rockets, because you're playing right into their hands, and in terms of not getting quality shots from the 3-point line, and possibly turning it over. So in that third quarter, their pick and roll game and their ability to convert points off our turnover really hurt us.
Mike, a number of times this season, the Kings, your team has been on the wrong end of a pretty significant run. And I know there's been an emphasis on the defensive side of the ball and wanting to improve defensively, of course, and that can improve. But it seems like the offense also goes through pretty significant lulls during those runs as well. Is there a balance of concern, or I guess what is the level of concern with the offensive step backs versus the defensive ongoing work that you've been putting in this season?
Yeah, well, like I said, we could score if we played like we're capable of. And since the All-Star break, we're third in the NBA in offense. Prior to tonight, tonight we probably dropped a bunch because of the Rockets. But offensively, I'd take being third since the All-Star break. To me, that's a span of 8 games. You're trending in the right direction going into the playoffs. You're doing the right things, even though the last 5 games, we've averaged 11.6 sprays a game, which is not good. If our spray numbers were up, maybe our 3-point percentage is higher, and our offensive rating now goes from 3 to 1 since the All-Star break. So I disagree a little bit with the offense tonight, they had something to do with it, the Rockets did. And I thought, like I said, I thought it was us not spraying the ball when we caught the paint or drove into the paint. We didn't get off of it. Like, we came off pick and roll sometimes, and the easy push ahead pass was there because they were pulled in. You know, we gathered and had to go over the top. Hey, just advance it, let them shoot it, or let them make the hockey assist. So I thought our turnovers and our inability to spray, get to a point to where we could spray the basketball and get even easier shots than what we did, is what hurt us offensively. And, you know, that's an easy fix. Pass the ball when you see 2 or 3 guys around you to the open guy.
Well, you mentioned their defense, obviously, you're done with them this season, they take all 3. Is this
Yeah.
among the toughest defenses you've had to encounter this season?
Yeah, I mean, I give them credit because they're very physical, they're athletic, they're long in every position. They're a prototypical NBA/defensive team that has the ability to score, you know, and you know, they're just young and they haven't played long together, and so I think they're only going to get better. Having said all that, I still think we played into their hands. We did exactly what they want you to do on the offensive end of the floor. And if we play that way, it's going to be hard to beat them unless we defend at a high level. But if we play the way that we're capable of, I have confidence in our guys that we can beat this team. You know, but it's up to us how we want to play on the offensive end of the floor, especially with the way that they protect that paint.
Mike, you guys had a 9-2 advantage in fast break points in the first quarter, and then, you know, I don't think you had any more fast break points till the fourth. What was that kind of by design to counter like the physicality that you knew was coming from them, and why did that kind of get more difficult as the game went on?
I mean, they're a good defensive team. I can't remember what they were ranked in terms of defensive transition, but they're not a poor defensive transition team. They got young bodies that get out and get back. They do a good job of loading. You know, Foxy in, you know, a few other games prior to tonight, his speed, you know, when he pushes the ball, you know, our opponent's defense not set. It's basically him and one guy that he has to attack. But tonight, you know, he's pushing that basketball. They got 2-3 guys back. They're loaded, and it makes it a little tough. So again, you give them credit. It wasn't by design. We want to play fast, but we have to continue trying to throw the ball ahead. We have to continue trying to sprint the floor, and if our fast break's not there, we got to flow right now against this team into our secondary offense or early offense, and we did not do a great job of it tonight. But again, like I said, you got to give them credit. Part of it too was, you know, if they score at a high level or if they make shots at a high level, it's going to be a little harder to run. And in the first quarter, I think they shot 39% from the field. So there were plenty of opportunities for us to get out and run. We had 11 deflections in the first half, and our activity defensively went down in the second half. We had 6. Part of it was just because they went straight to the pick and roll, and a little part of it is because we went to a zone to get them out of the pick and roll, but our activity wasn't quite there like it was in the first half, which gave us opportunities to get out in transition.
Coach, sounds similar to that Miami game with your offensive game plan, a team that packs the paint and maybe getting too deep and not hitting those spray threes. Like, what are you seeing out there that's not allowing these guys to execute those game plans?
They just hold on to the ball a little too long, you know, and as soon as you feel a second body or as soon as you see a second body, you just got to get off it. And, you know, we have guys that are capable scorers and playmakers, and so sometimes it gets a little tough to get off of it, but you have to have the discipline to say, hey, screw it, as soon as I feel something, because I know they're coming, I'm going to make the pass. I'm not going to probably get the assist, and obviously I'm not going to score it, but it starts the domino effect. You know, when you get off that thing early, now they got to have a hard closeout. And one of the things that we felt we could do is because they shrink that floor, they're athletic, they're very quick. Now when they close hard to you, that's where the snap drive comes into play. That guy can get to the rim, or that guy can drive, get a little deeper, and make the assist. And we talked about it, we drilled it, and it's something that we've done before, but in the last 5 games, our spray game has not been good, and it's evident, you know, we've averaged, like I said, prior tonight, last 5 games, we were 11.6, which put us at 22 in the NBA. Tonight, we had 10. And so that probably, you know, if you average 10 sprays a game, you're probably in the high 20s, if not dead last in the NBA. So we have to do a better job, especially versus the better defensive teams that protect that paint, getting off that thing early, or once you catch in the paint, you feel a second body, just getting it out.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank y'all.
Locker room's open.